Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to a brand new week and a very happy Independence Day. Selamat Hari Merdeka to my Malaysian friends and colleagues. So, welcome back to Monday, 31st of August 2020. How was your weekend? I hope you had a very well rested weekend. And let us get back onto the markets for this week and for the first day of the week. We will be having a mixed data, economic data calendar today. So, before we go back and analyze what happened on last Friday and to understand what is the latest sentiments for the US dollar, whether the US dollar is in a bearish mode or in a bullish mode, or whether gold prices is on a tendency to go up or down, let us have a look at today's economic calendar. So, at 1 p.m. later today, local Singapore and Malaysia time, we will be having the consumer confidence data coming up from Japan, and we do see the Japanese yen strengthening last Friday when the US dollar was weakening, and also combined with the news that Prime Minister Shinzo Abe will be resigning due to health reasons. The Japanese yen actually strengthened to a large extent on last Friday. Okay, so we're going to have a look at that shortly. Here we go. So, Japanese yen actually strengthened as early as 7 plus 5, 12 p.m. last Friday. The Japanese yen strengthened, or the US dollar weakened from 106.86 all the way to a low of 105.18. As you can see, the movement is about 168 pips. So definitely this movement down of 168 pips would be a combination, would be factors due to a combination of the US dollar weakening and also on the news that Prime Minister Shinzo Abe will be stepping down. Okay, so that was the major event for Japan and also for the Japanese yen on Friday. And currently the Japanese yen is just a bit quiet, consolidating. Most of the markets for this morning on a Monday has not really woken up yet, and volume and price action is pretty very quiet. Okay, so other economic data coming out from Europe today. Switzerland will be releasing yearly retail sales numbers at 2:30 p.m. Followed by Spain's yearly flash consumer price data at 3 p.m. And it'll be rounded up by Italy's monthly preliminary consumer price index numbers at 5 p.m. So towards the evening session, there will be no significant economic data from the US. We will just be having some minor data coming out from Canada, which is the Industrial Product Price Index numbers at 8:30 p.m. FOMC member Mr. Richard Clarida will be speaking at 9 p.m. And that about concludes the economic calendar for today. Take note that the UK banks are not operating today as they are closed for summer holidays. So again, we may be seeing a lack of volume and participation and liquidity from the UK traders. However, the US traders are still around. Overall for today, we could still be seeing like 80 pips to 100 pips movement on the UK pound as compared to the usual 150 to 200 pips volatility. Yeah, so we got to wait until, let's say, 2 p.m. or maybe towards 7 p.m. to observe the chart patterns, volume, and also the price action. If today is a bit quiet still, we can always wait for tomorrow before we start to, before the market's volume and price action comes back to normal. Okay, so other economic data yesterday or over the last market day on last Friday. Again, the US dollar weakened throughout most of last Friday in the Asian and UK trading sessions. This is a carry forward sentiment from last Thursday's comments by US Federal Reserve Chairman Mr. Jerome Powell, mentioning that the US or the Federal Reserve is looking to push inflation above 2%. And also they are looking to maintain interest rates at historical low levels for an extended period of time. Okay, so after the comments on last Thursday, it pushed the US dollar spiking down, and then after recovering and consolidating, and most importantly, it didn't break through these resistance levels. And towards Friday morning, I remember we were doing this market update for Friday. So by the time we were analyzing it, the US dollar has been weakening for 1, 2, 3 hours or so. And yeah, so on last Friday morning, the US dollar weakened at about, here's the first one, 4 plus 5, 9 a.m. Weakens 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, tested the support, broke through, and went down further during the Asian trading session. And during the UK trading sessions, again it went down at about 10 plus 5, 3 p.m. Okay, 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. And only towards the US trading sessions, it came down and found this support over here, which was the previous supports achieved over here on the 18th and 19th of August, 92.10 levels. Okay, and then after the US dollar does push back up at about 8 p.m. Mild retracement, minor retracement, and consolidation. And this morning it opened and tested this support levels again of 92.14. Okay, so remember last Friday, weakening in Asia and weakening in UK. So when we were looking at the UK pound, first of all, we did see the UK pound already moving up from 1.3197, and at the point of analysis, the UK pound was at 1.3247. So from 9, 10, 11 p.m. Within 3 hours, the UK pound was already up 55 pips. Okay, so this bullish sentiment or bullish trend, not only did it start during last Friday, it was already bullish since Thursday, since Wednesday, since Tuesday, or even since Monday, when it found support and started to move up. Okay, so last Friday, the UK pound moved up morning session 1.3195 to a high of about 1.3288, moving up 92 pips. And towards the evening session at about 9 p.m. from 1.3267 moving up to 1.3353. This was 85 pips. Okay, so last Friday the UK pound moved up about 156 pips. Okay, so today's trend again, market volume and movement is a bit quiet. We still can't really decide where it's going to go. If the US dollar comes down further to find support or test this support levels, if the US dollar weakens, we could see the UK pound pushing up to the next levels of about 1.3420, which is about 70 pips to the upside. And if the US dollar strengthens back up or strengthens back up to this resistance levels and goes into a consolidation phase, we could see the UK pound pushing back down initially to 1.3318 levels, which is just 32 pips to the downside. Further support below would be 1.3270, which is about 80 pips to the downside. Okay, so we got to watch and see what happens during the UK and also during the US trading sessions. So moving on to the euro dollar, similar story as the US dollar was weakening in the Asian and UK sessions. We do see the euro dollar strengthening even as early again as 9 a.m. from 1.1816 levels, and at the point of analysis last Friday, it was at 1.1857, moving up about 40 pips already. Okay, so again, as the US dollar extended its bearish run all the way to the US trading sessions, we do see the euro dollar strengthening from 1.1815 all the way to a high of 1.1919, moving up about 100 pips before it retraced back and went into a consolidation phase during the US trading sessions. Okay, so again, higher target price for the euro dollar would be towards 1.1930 levels, which is about just 22 pips to the upside. The next target price would be 1.1950 levels, which is about 45 pips to the upside. Okay, on the lower end, down on the downside, we are looking at support levels of about 1.1874, which is about 34 pips to the downside. And if it does push down further, Yeah, 76. Okay, we could be looking at the next a bit unlikely, but the next support levels will be towards 1.1841 levels, which is about 70 pips to the downside. Okay, so bear in mind that for currency pairs, the US dollar is still in a bearish sentiment, meaning that the UK pound is in a bullish sentiment, and also for the euro dollar. However, again, watch out for the chart patterns and movement of sentiment before deciding your direction and your entry price. Okay, gold prices, as again as a reference, US dollar was weakening for most of the day on last Friday. We do see gold prices moving up from a low of about 1922 at about 8 a.m. and moving all the way to a high of 1974 towards the evening at about 12 a.m. in the morning, okay, last Friday. So this was a move of about 50 US dollars. Very nice, very decent. If you manage to catch anything from a 10 to 20 US dollar profit in terms of the movement, that would have been the trade of the week, or maybe even the trade of the month. Okay, so currently support levels are looking at immediate support levels at 1961, which is about $8 to the downside. The next support levels will be here at 1953, which is about 17 US dollars to the downside. Okay, to the upside, we are looking at the next target prices of 1985, which is about 15 US dollars to the upside. Okay, so yeah, silver prices are similar, moving up, and oil prices are still largely consolidating within a range on the 4-hour charts and also on the 1-hour charts. Okay, so yeah, final one, S&P 500, it is still on a bullish note, okay, all the way. So it has hit a record high of $3,524. 3,524 points. Yeah, and it's still looking pretty strong. But be careful of purchasing at such a high price. There should be a retracement coming up soon, and once it comes down, it could actually breach these support levels of 3447, or even go towards lower levels of 3430. Okay, so that is about 93 pips, or yeah, 93 points to the downside. Okay, so yeah, so today's markets are still a bit quiet. Let's wait for the UK trading sessions. Although UK banks are on holiday, we should still see some minor movements, and this will lead up towards the US trading sessions tonight for further or more movements and chart patterns. So I hope you guys have a great trading day. Very happy Independence Day again to Malaysia, and I'll see you again tomorrow for the latest market updates as usual. Thank you, take care, and enjoy the day. See you guys.